Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Marvel Studios X-Men 97 wave. Here we have Wolverine. So I saw somebody was like, why did you start with Bishop and not Wolverine, the one that everybody wants? I thought everybody wanted Bishop. I didn't think that everybody wanted the millionth Wolverine figure to be shown first. Although it is a pretty good one, I'll give it that. And Wolverine is extremely popular. He will sell. I'll give it that. But I thought Bishop, it being kind of new and everything, a different, something we don't see very often, you know, only really once before in Hasbro Marvel Legends. I wanted to switch it up. But here we have the Wolverine figure. And again, it's pretty good. But I will say, you know, if you have other Wolverine figures, maybe this one isn't as necessary. There's some cool things going on with this one. Sure, like the unmasked head sculpt, really good. The masked head sculpt with the cowl, really good. It is not the same that we got in the VHS pack. As you can see, he's got the gritting face showing his teeth. Here is more of a relaxed look. We got some stubble on this guy and this guy. The stubble does not look good. It did not come out the way I think they intended based on the artwork and stuff, and I'll show that a little bit. But it's a pretty cool figure nonetheless. We've got a pinless Wolverine. That will be only our second pinless Wolverine, as we did get the training suit blue and yellow version here that is pinless. But in the tiger stripe suit and stuff like that, we got pinless. So pretty cool things going on. Not a crazy amount of stuff. We got two head sculpts. We got the cowl down for the unmasked look, and then we got an extra set of hands. So fists with no claws, and then fists with the claws popped out. So looking at the X-Men 97 logo there, we got a grouping of the characters of the X-Men, the figures in the wave, and then here we have Wolverine. Looking at the back of the package, we got, again, another look at all the figures. So we're taking a look at these two. I'll switch it up. I don't know which one I'm going to be doing next, but there we go. Before we get into it, I did get my set from toysnowman.com. Unfortunately, Wolverine has sold out. You guys got to jump on it as soon as like share the links in Instagram. But toysnowman.com, I have a link in the video description below anyway for some of the figures that are currently in stock. It's my referral link, so when you sign up, create your account, you get a 5% off coupon code in your Frost Rewards. First time buyers, of course. But Toy Snowman, they're in Canada. They get everything first, and they have all your action figure needs. Not just the Hasbro stuff, but McFarlane Toy stuff, Mayfix stuff, Mezco stuff, like all the action figure stuff. Toy Snowman's got it, so make sure to check out toysnowman.com. And here, Wolverine, let's check it out. Okay, I have a close-up look at the artwork here. Notice the little bit of stubble on Wolverine. This is the official artwork there. So pay attention to that little tiny stubble. You can see it. It's kind of interesting, kind of cool there, right? Well, on the figure, what they did is they put little splotches of facial hair print on there to kind of show that stubble. I don't think it looks good. I don't think it's quite the look. Came out exactly what they were looking to do. I think it just comes out looking like it's bad paint. But it is supposed to represent the stubble that you see here, like on the artwork. So that is the masked head sculpt. The unmasked head sculpt, we get the same thing. As you can see, it just kind of looks splotchy in the paint and doesn't really come off looking like that stubble that they had hoped for, unfortunately. Okay, so here is the look at the unmasked head sculpt, and that looks pretty good. So, like with Bishop, people were saying, why didn't he have the long hair? Why did they change it up? Why wouldn't it have come with both? So it's going to be based off of the new show, guys. We haven't seen the new show. We don't know what's in the new show or exactly how the new show is going to go, other than it plays homage to the original X-Men series, the animated series, with this new one, X-Men 92. It's essentially a continuation, a love letter to that original show. Some things are going to be a little bit different, as it's going to be new artwork based off of those original designs and things like that. So not everything's going to look exactly the same. So kind of like this Wolverine, I don't know that it screams, you know, the animated series look, but it's pretty good, and it's going to look good, I think, compared to what the show is now. Anyway, I really can't complain. It came out looking pretty good, other than the stubble, which I don't think works. I get what they were going for. I just don't think it works out real well there. So he's got some crazy ass sideburns going on. He's got some crazy ass eyebrows. Look at them things. That's not just a paint defect. That's just painted to kind of flare out because he's hairy. And speaking of hairy, he's got some hairy ass arms that aren't painted, and that pisses me off because they do this all the time. I think there's only one Wolverine figure where they actually painted the arm hair. So arm hair has always been a thing. No paint. So same here. You would think that based on entertainment, like MCU, quote unquote, because it's based off of a new show, that they would have a little bit more room in the budget to paint some damn arm hair. So it sucks that it's not there, because they go through the hassle of sculpting it all in there and then not painting it just makes it look really weird, like he's got a skin rash or something's going on with him. He should be healing. He shouldn't have a skin rash. What's up with that, bub? Ridiculous. But that's my rant for the rest of the figure, because the figure's good. I really like it. I don't have any other complaints other than, you know, no painted arm hair. The claws are all nice and straight, which is pretty good, because on my VHS version, they are a little bit bent out of shape and everything like that. And I want to say they are the same, although the blues are different, but no, I think they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. So if you have the VHS version, it's the same claws, so you don't have to worry there. Again, we get the fists with the claws that are not popped out. As you can see there, a little bit of silver on there. We have the cowl, so really with the unmasked head that's on there, you should have the cowl. This is the same cowl that we've had many years now. It's just getting reused. And not that it's a problem. It still works, as you can see there. You know, he's got the cowl off to show his head. And we got that going on there. A big change with this figure versus the previous ones is the trunks here are actually sculpted instead of just not even present, not painted or anything. As you can see, kind of how they did the trunks before. Again, we have these here. They're those blue pieces over the yellow. That is now sculpted in there, and I think does look pretty good. So it kind of looks a little bit more like shorts versus kind of the underwear look to it. The boots are the same. So actually, the boots are new, I think. So looking at it, we had some sculpted wrinkles in the back of the boots, the previous version. We don't get those now. So it looks like boots are new. The feet are definitely new, as you can see with that black stripe on the back of those shoes. Those boots are new. And then again, we got pinless at the knees, pinless at the elbows, and we have it there. So let's pop the masked head sculpt on there. And this thing is pretty good. I do like it more than the head sculpt that we got with the VHS one, but they are both pretty good. I love the cowl on there. Yeah, I love the way that looks. The gritting face one is okay. The skin tone is very pale on that one before, and it was good. But, you know, even this one here, I kind of like the straight face. So it's cool that we have, you know, both of those options. The only tricky part is the skin tones really just aren't going to match. And I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem, because I know a lot of people like to swap pieces and things like that. And of course, the other thing would be there's the cell shading on this one, as you can see at the top of the head. Good thing it's fairly subtle. It's not too much of an issue. But as you can see, skin tone wise, that just really clashes and isn't going to work out so well. Okay, so let's take a look at Wolverine's articulation. Should be pretty good. It's going to be basically the same of what we expect with the previous Wolverine figures. Not going to be a whole lot different going on with the figure. The head is on a dumbbell joint, so it looks like the torso is the same. They did not give us a new torso. It's just going to be new legs and arms on this guy, but he can look all the way up, which is great. He can look all the way down, which I did, but then pop the head off, and let's just go ahead and put the cowled head back on there so we can see how it looks when he is fully masked. He can look down all the way, which is great. Get a full rotation in there. You actually get some pivot, which is pretty good. Not a whole lot, but you got that in there. These blue shoulder pads work with it. They're pegged in. I don't want to pop one out because my VHS one, I have a hard time getting it back in, so I do want to be cautious with that. The shoulder you can get to go out that much. It doesn't really go up any higher, so you can't. Oh, yeah, it does. I lied. You can get it to all the way up. You just have to work with it a little bit. Full rotation in there, and that moves with the shoulder pads. The shoulder pad moves with the shoulder because, again, it's on that shoulder ball there. You got upper bicep swivel in there. Double jointed pinless elbow gives you that much bend, a little bit more than 90 degrees, which is good. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge. Standard horizontal hinge on all of the hands. There is the butterfly joint, so you can get the arm to go back quite a bit there. And then cross body, you could do a little bit, as you can see there, which is pretty good. We got the ab crunch on Wolverine, so he can crunch forward that much. He can crunch back a little bit there. You got the waist swivel in there. You may have to move the belt just a little bit, but it's in there. Legs go out that far apart, so that is really good. Does he have drop down? He does not have drop down hips. He can't kick forward very far though, which is good. Leg goes back slightly as well. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed pinless knee, so that much bend there at the knee. Is there a boot swivel in there? There is boot swivel in there. And then foot hinges down. Get a little bit of hinge up, a little bit. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And then the hinge in that ankle matches the black. So it's a black hinge. Perfect stripe going down with the boot. So that is pretty good. Did the other ones do that? I'm trying to do some comparison. Yeah, the other ones did it, so nothing special. But I just now noticed it, and it came out looking pretty good. So the articulation is what we expect with the Wolverine figure. Just aesthetically overall, the pinless, and then the fully animated look with the new sculpted haired arms without the damn painted for the hair. Still looks pretty good, but painted arms would have been so much better. Okay, so for some comparison time, I didn't bring out my million different Wolverine figures, but I do have just these three to show you guys. These ones obviously being the best comparison because they're both based off of the animated series, the newer animated series, the original, and then just, you know, a pinless Wolverine to kind of have going there. So the torso is the same across all of them. So on this new Wolverine, we get the newer legs, the new arms, and then the new head sculpt to kind of go along with it. But trio of Wolverines, can't go wrong with Wolverine. In my opinion, Hasbro has always done a pretty good job with Wolverine, you know, aside from the arm hair issue. All the Wolverine figures are pretty good. The worst one probably being that retro carded one in the all black. Just not being the best Wolverine, but you know, all Wolverines are good Wolverines, I guess. Okay, so here we have a few different animated series figures. I love the comparison with these three. Morph, because Morph and Wolverine were such good friends in the show. You know, Morph sacrificed himself to save the guy that would heal and not die in that first episode of the animated series. But, you know, seeing especially these two together is pretty awesome. So, yeah, animated series stuff. Very pleased with it, especially these two from the VHS line. I just wish there was no cell shading. Would we get these eventually without cell shading? I can absolutely see that happening. Probably Cyclops, maybe not Morph, but Cyclops I could for sure see happening. But anyway, when it comes to this wave in particular, in the show, the X-Men 97 show, so it's a new show, not an old show, not the original. So that's why obviously people look different. That is why Bishop has short hair. He is not exactly from that original series. But there we have the two of the wave that I have reviewed so far. Solid wave in my opinion. I don't know that we needed Storm. Rogue and Gambit, you know, they always got to come together. You know, Rogue was super popular at one time, that figure. And then Magneto, you know, I think there's supposed to be a different look for Magneto in the show. Obviously, he must stick to the regular red and purple. And then I think he changes the suit. So it's weird that we're even getting that one. But solid nonetheless. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Wolverine figure? Is it as good as the hype? Because I think it's sold out in various different places. Yeah, it really is. It is definitely the best Tiger Stripe Wolverine up until this point. And rightfully so. Because if you're going to get another Tiger Stripe Wolverine, you have to make it better. You can't just release the same thing that we've gotten multiple times already. So Hasbro delivered on giving us something newer, because it's not completely new, but newer. Definitely a solid release that I highly recommend people picking up. But you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think of this Wolverine figure? What do you think of the X-Men 97 wave? What do you think about the show? Do you think you're going to love it? Are you going to watch it? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're interested in supporting the channel, hit the join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.